You ever feel like you're in an endless loop of tweaking and perfecting, and yet you're never really making any real progress? You're not actually moving forward? Well, the truth is that perfectionism is actually just a sneaky form of procrastination. So let's break down the why and the how to get past it in this video. First of all, perfectionism masks a fear of failure. So when we try to be perfect, we want to be perfect because we don't want to fail. And technically, it's not that we don't want to fail, it's that we don't want to fail in front of other people. So we try to make things perfect. So actually the fear of judgment from other people, that's what's keeping you from actually starting. Perfectionism, it actually becomes an excuse for inaction. You see, the pursuit of this perfect, it actually prevents real progress. Like when I restarted my YouTube channel, I wanted things to be perfect. But I resisted that because I knew I would never actually get it started. I delayed it for over a month, trying to figure out how I was going to batch things, get things to work well. But I realized I was just really procrastinating. So I cut it out. And I said, I'm going to launch. And I'm going to make a commitment to what I'm going to do. I'm doing 2 videos a week. And I keep saying this over and over again because the more I put it out there, the more I'm actually going to do it. 2 videos a week, every week, for 5 years. That's a long time. That's a big commitment. But I know that the only way to actually do that is by releasing videos, imperfect videos at that. Now, that being said, obviously I'm going to give them my best. I'm going to try and make them as good as I can, and over time they'll get better and better. But the person who actually does an action, even imperfectly, many times, is so much better off than the person who's trying to do one big thing and takes that same amount of time to do it. So think about this. Do you think that if you had one presentation to make, okay, so you had this one presentation to make, that you would be better off by spending 3 months trying to figure out the best way to make that presentation and figuring out exactly what points you want to make and doing research and everything else. So at the end of this 3 months, let's say it's a college course, so at the end of your semester, and then you need to make this presentation. Do you think that would be a better presentation than someone who has to make a presentation once a week, every single week, on a different topic, or could even be the exact same presentation, right? Could be the exact same presentation every single week. And then at the end of that 3 months, they give it again. Which presentation do you actually think is going to be better? Especially if the presentation that's just done once at the end, you never presented before anybody before, right? There is value in making progress and trying not to make something perfect to begin with. So at the end of the 3 months, those 3 months are going to pass one way or the other. And so you can either make those 3 months pass by doing work all the way throughout, progressing, iterating, making things better, or trying to make things perfect and then releasing it at the end of 3 months. And a lot of times, the end of that 3 months never comes. Perfectionism is just a mask of a fear of failure. The second thing is this whole myth of being ready. There's no such thing as being perfectly ready. Waiting for that perfect moment is just a delay tactic. Successful people, they launch, and then they improve based off feedback. When you think about something like, space flight, right? And being a rocket scientist, things of that nature. So you think about Elon Musk, who launched SpaceX. If you think something has to be perfect, shooting a rocket in the air might be that, but yet even that, Elon Musk, when he started SpaceX, wasn't actually going for perfection out of the gate. Obviously, he wanted to be as successful as possible, but he knew he had to actually run tests and iterate. And there's only so many things he could do from a simulation standpoint. So he actually launched knowing that a lot of his first rockets would fail, and many of them did. It almost, cost him the entire business, but he was able to get a rocket to launch without exploding. And of course, SpaceX has done fantastic things since then. But if he had stopped and said, I'm not going to proceed until I'm actually ready, then SpaceX would have never gotten off the ground. So first of all, we have that perfectionism. It really just masks a fear of failure. And then secondly, there's this whole myth of being ready. Third, we have this progress over perfection. Okay, that's what we're shooting for, progress. Not perfection, but progress. So 80% done and launched beats 100% perfect, but not launched. Because here's the key. It's never going to be 100% perfect. Things change. Over time, things change. And what you think is perfect today won't be perfect tomorrow anyway. So it's better to be 80% or even less. Make progress and get it launched. Get feedback. Iterate on it. That's when you get closer and closer to perfection over time. But you're not going to come out of the gate perfect. So make progress over perfection. You need to embrace imperfection as part of growth. Failure will happen. And the thing is, if you fail often, fail early, that helps you know how to change, how to tweak, so that you can actually become closer to perfect as time goes on. So consistent action leads to better results than perfectionism ever will. So Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn, he famously said that if you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, then you waited too long to launch. And when LinkedIn was first launched, it had many imperfections. But Hoffman, he chose progress, getting feedback, and improving that platform over perfection. And that process is what actually led to massive success and resulted in Microsoft actually buying LinkedIn. Perfectionism is just another way of delaying action. So don't let the fear of imperfection actually prevent you from achieving your goals. Progress is messy, but it's the only way to get closer to the success that you actually seek. So if you're tired of being stuck in this perfectionism trap, leave me a comment. Let me know what it is that you are working on. Maybe you're procrastinating on it. Maybe you're waiting for it to be perfect. Maybe you're not. Whether you're struggling with perfectionism and procrastination or not, let me know what you're working on. I read all the comments, and it would mean a lot to actually have a little bit of a dialogue engagement on these videos. So let me know what you're working on. I'll be highly interested in checking it out. Well, I hope this was beneficial, and I'll see you in the next video.